Well. Let me fix this score. We can get it started. Not that it matters. Here we go. Welcome, Dallas Cowboys Nation and football fans and probably Cowboys haters in the building today. Jesse, Holley, Skywalker still. The post-game show presented by Freeman Mazda. If you're searching for,
I'm sorry.
You're right.
No. Do your Mazda. Do your Mazda read.
If you're searching for a new, used, or Mazda certified pre-owned vehicle in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, shop at Freeman Mazda, home of Irving, Texas. They have been a family-owned business, operated business for over 60 years, and have new inventory arriving daily, especially the 2021 Mazda CX-5. I'm not going to talk about my Mazda 6 today. I'm feeling good about them. Stop by Freeman Mazda in Irving, Texas today, or go to freemanmazda.net. Now, welcome to the Poop Game Show.
Yeah, the Cowboys Poop Game Show.
Yeah.
Not the post game show. This is the A to Z Cowboys Poop Game Show, because that is what the Dallas Cowboys did today. I mean, a big crap down their leg at home against an opponent who they should have dog walked, but we always talk about whoop that trick. Well, we're the trick. We're the trick today, and we got whooped.
Yeah,
we got whooped that trick in reverse.
Yeah, there's really, where do you start? See, for me, I put a GIF out there. I had Triple H digging a hole, right, digging the grave, throw the tape in there, put the dirt on top of it, and let's move forward. But we'll talk about it. I definitely don't think this is any indication of what this team is, because so much went wrong. What's the saying? Murphy's Law, what can go wrong will go wrong.
I don't know who the hell Murphy is.
But Murphy was out there today.
But he need to mind his business and stay away from AT&T Stadium and the Dallas Cowboys.
They lose 30-16, and we all know it wasn't even that close. It was 30-0 in the fourth quarter.
Past the sticks
early. And I think what the point of the game that changed, which sounds crazy because it was 16-0 at the time, and you still felt there was some hope. Dallas comes out. Broncos come out. They get a 3-and-out on defense on an opening drive. Back them up to inside the 10-yard line. Malik Turner, who if there was a loser MVP, it's Malik Turner we talk about, right? Malik Turner gets a nice block. It's weird because in the middle of the play, I'm like, damn, I wish he would have got all of it. Well, found out him not getting all of it cost him. He blocks the punt. The punt advances past the line of scrimmage, or right at the line of scrimmage. A Cowboys player tries to get it, because that's what you do in a block punt.
Right.
Drops it. A Denver player catches it, and we find out that's 1st and 10 Denver? Never seen it before in my life.
I am never the one who questions certain things, calls, refs. I don't get into that, because I know so much goes into it. Like, I give the refs sometimes the benefit of the doubt, because you're talking about 22 superhuman men moving at warp speed, and these guys have to be able to make these judgment calls at the drop of a dime. But today just feels like one of those days where you be like, damn, like I have never
seen that before.
Heard of that call before, like seen that rule.
It was clearly a block, wasn't it?
And it seems like sometimes the Cowboys, they dig in the rule bag and like,
all the time.
We're going to pull this rule out. I've never in my life heard that rule at any point in time in a special teams meeting.
That can't be the only time this happened.
I've never heard it before. And I'm not saying, clearly it's there. Clearly it's a rule that was there, because they called it and it stood and it gave the Broncos the ball back, with a fresh set of downs. But I can honestly say that I've never in my life heard that rule before.
And my point of bringing that up is that it just kind of sums up the entire game, right?
Yeah.
When you think you got something good going, you get smacked in the face. Denver does the smacking, right?
Yes.
It's not like I don't think this was one of those things where Dallas was self-inflicting wounds. I don't think it was that. I think Denver just straight up smacked and bullied around the Dallas Cowboys. And again, I still believe this is more of an anomaly than anything, because we got 7 games on the schedule today, this year that we've seen. Dallas hadn't had a bad game like that all year. Even the game they lost was not a bad game.
Right.
So for this to happen, I have to chalk it up that way. But at the end of the day, you got to take your lickings, Cowboys.
You know, I think the most concerning thing is.
Yeah, what's the most concerning thing?
How many areas were bad?
Everything.
And that's the concerning part is that it wasn't just like, oh, well, the O-line played bad, or, well, the quarterback played bad, or maybe just the receivers played bad, or the DBs played like, Micah, stand up.
Micah the only one.
Micah, stand up and move to the side.
Yeah.
The rest of you, like, it's like the rest of you, every area.
Including Dak. I mean, let's kind of
get we're starting with him.
Yeah.
He was the guy, and here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, he missed 2 weeks, he's rusty, da-da-da-da-da. Hell no. He missed 2 months and came out and went toe-to-toe with Tom Brady and a much better defending Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers and darn near pulled that game shocking. Out. So I'm not saying he was rusty because he took 2 months off, not 2 weeks.
I mean, but he clearly was rusty.
I'm not giving that. No. The Broncos.
I won't give him the whole game.
The Broncos kick. Okay. If he's rusty, you said and I said we agreed.
He had to get out of it
early.
You
got 2 possessions.
Right.
The Broncos brought the wood and took you behind the shed and gave you a good old-fashioned butt whooping from start to finish. So it wasn't rushed. I'm going to give all of the credit to the Denver Broncos and that team, Vic Fangio and his staff and all that. Hey, listen, I always say
we own up to it.
I always say the losing team can't say anything. So
but they won.
Cheer. You deserve it. You earned the right to do so.
Hell yeah. And it wasn't just like, oh, we squeaked it by. They whooped Dallas. And they made it. Listen, I can't sit here and be like, oh, the offensive line and things like that. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. Terrence Steele, it is what it is. It happened. But Dak Prescott had opportunities and missed them. Not just Dak. CeeDee Lamb, wide open drops. Amari Cooper, wide open drops. So Tony Pollard, wide open drops. Cedric Wilson, drops. I mean,
Schultz.
Everywhere you go in this team, it was bad.
Yeah.
I honestly was at a point in this game where, I mean, they put 16 points up. They saved their butts just a little bit. But I'm going to ignore the 16 points. I'm going to go ahead and say this. This was the worst loss at home in the Dak Prescott era. It has to be, right?
I agree.
I don't know that he's played any worse at home, and I don't think the Cowboys have ever played any worse at home in this time frame. This reminds me, up until they scored these meaningless last 2 touchdowns, of the 44-6 game Tony Romo against the Cowboys against the Eagles on the road. Like, everything went bad in that game. And everything continued to go bad in this game from defense off. The defense gets a stop, right? They get 3rd and 17, 2nd and 14. They rip off a 12-yard run to make it 3rd and manageable. I mean, you just couldn't stop the snowball from going. And this is one of those games where I don't know how do you watch this tape and take anything away from it?
Honestly, this is one of those games where you do not watch the tape.
I don't know what you can get out of this.
I truly believe this is the tape that you bury, you burn, and you move on. Like, that is it.
I'm really trying to think. I don't know what you get out of this, Justin.
This is and these guys are professionals. They all know they stunk today.
Right.
They stunk to high heavens today, and you just got to go and say, you know what? Let's get ready for Atlanta, because this was a game where nothing went right. Literally nothing went right for the Cowboys today. Nothing.
No. They lost everything. And before we get into the stats, because, oh, my God, it's ugly. It's ugly.
The Cowboys had the ball for less than 20 minutes. They had the ball for 18 minutes and 30 seconds.
It might have been the worst 18 minutes and 30 seconds of offense I've seen.
They had Dak Prescott 13 total yards in the entire 3rd quarter. That has been a dominating quarter for the Cowboys all year long.
They got dominated.
And they had 1-3 after 12 before 14, 13 total yards in a quarter. What were they on 4th? Not even the 3rd down situation. They were 0 for 4 on the 4th down. They couldn't complete
the
one.
3rd down. Don't look, the 5-13 ain't nothing, because that most of that came in the 4th quarter, the last 2 possessions. They were literally reversed. They were like 1 for 10 or something like that at one point. This literally was a flip-flop of last week on the defense, offensive side of the ball. What I mean is, last week, your defense shut down a really good offense, in my opinion. This week, your offense got shut down. Shut down. You couldn't convert. You couldn't get anything going. And we talked about, I wonder if this is why they left him in there, because we were like, why the hell is Dak Prescott still playing? Like, what are we doing? And you brought something up that I said, okay, I can see that. Where you're like, well, he needs to get in some kind of damn rhythm.
Yeah.
There was no rhythm at all until those last few possessions.
And some of the passes that he were overthrown. I mean, he had Diggs. He had
CeeDee Lamb on
a rollout, wide open. Overthrew him by 5 yards.
Yeah. I think 2 times he did that.
Right. There were passes where he threw into the ground. There were some throws out here today that just were god-awful.
He didn't look like the Dak Prescott that we've seen for the other 6 games of the year. This team didn't look like the Dallas Cowboys team that we've seen. By the way, this is the post-game show presented by Freeman Mazda. Look at these numbers, man. The Broncos ran 73 plays. 73 plays, 407 yards, 190 yards rushing. What did we say in the pregame show? I know that we were getting a little tough and a little hype about it. We thought the Cowboys but we said very quickly, well, they got to stop the run.
Yes.
We just assumed they were going to stop the run. They didn't stop the run. Them boys pretty much did everything they wanted to do. The only reason why they stopped themselves was because it was the end of the game. Yep. And they had to run, and Dallas stacked the box, and that was that. Other than that, man, Javonte Williams with an amazing 30-yard run after that block punt / not block punt. I don't know, that whole weird thing. 30-yard run. Melvin Gordon ran hard. And I heard, I think it was Greg Olsen, and this is something that I don't know that I necessarily agree with, but I understand what he's saying. He said, well, the Broncos defense gave the league the blueprint to beat their offense. I would agree with that had it been like a 17-24 game where the Cowboys, you know what I mean? But
right.
Everything went. I can't fathom the Cowboys coming out here and playing like that again on offense. I can't, Jesse.
No, but defensively.
Offensively is what I'm saying.
Oh, you're saying offensively.
I'm saying on the offensive side. I can't see their offense coming out doing that.
Because you look at how often is Cooper going to miss a wide open pass like that? Like, is that
and Lamb and Tony Pollard and Dak.
Right. So, I mean, like, normally Dak connects with CeeDee Lamb and that's a touchdown, or at least down to the goal line.
Yeah.
You know, if Amari Cooper catches that ball over the middle, I don't think there's a guy out there and he goes and he runs for another touchdown. I mean, there are a bunch of passes that were, you know, the one on the sideline, CeeDee goes up and catches it. You think he has it. As he's coming down, he punches out. So the Broncos
defense, that was an exceptional
day.
They
were locked in.
They
were locked in.
If I was a Bronco fan or just purely defensive fan, which I am, man, I was really trying to contain my football excitement. Like, damn, that's a good ass play.
Right.
Man, that was a great rush. Wow, look at that DB knocking the ball away. These are guys we don't even know that were coming in there. And the same thing for the offensive line. Let's give them credit.
Right.
They play with 3 backups. 3 backups. Now,
say it again.
3 backups.
Not one.
Not two.
3.
Yeah, all 3 of them were creating holes and opening up.
And created almost 200 yards
it should have been
rushing.
200. Yeah. I mean, I really – I'm not mad. I'm not mad, but I'm like, damn, good game from the Broncos. Like, that was an all-around excellent effort and excellent execution from the Broncos. I just have to tip my hat to them.
Yeah, I think we're still in shock.
Yeah, because it was a whooping.
Yeah, because, like, even the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm like at a halftime, I'm like, you know, let's relax, let's stay calm, let's not overthink this thing. The Cowboys going to make adjustments and come back out, and none of that happened. The Broncos kept their foot on the gas and continued to just whoop that trick for the rest of the football game.
This is why I'm not looking in the chat, because you figure these type of things will happen. Call Tony Romo. The O-line sucks. I mean, if we're going to troll like this after the first loss in 6 weeks or 7 weeks, whatever it's been, I can't help you there, man. But I seen someone in here say put Cooper Rush in there. I mean, come on, Cowboys fans.
I tweeted out a picture of Cooper Rush. I did do that.
I mean, but you're trolling, though. But there's real people here who were waiting for this type of game from Dak, and now we're going to hold on to this and say, put Cooper in or call Cam Newton. Just ridiculous stuff here.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to be that fan, don't come onto the channel, bro, because we're going to actually talk football here. We're not going to talk trolling. The Cowboys stunk today. Dak Prescott stunk today. The O-line stunk today. The defense stunk today. It is what it is. Trayvon Diggs pretty much stunk today.
No, ain't it pretty much. He stunk.
Everybody stunk.
Like again, outside of Micah.
Yeah, outside of Micah.
Everybody stunk.
Maybe the punter.
I guess.
Maybe the punter's the only other one who didn't play bad. But, yeah, it was just a bad overall performance. We couldn't get the ground game going. Zeke, 10 carries, 51 yards. Tony had 4 carries, 11 yards. When you come out of a game, CeeDee Lamb, 2 catches. Cooper, 2 catches. And Wilson, 2 catches. Unless the Cowboys' running game goes off, you're likely going to take an L. And I kind of mocked the Broncos earlier, like, oh, you want to let Dak Prescott get you? I mean, it worked. It worked.
Yeah, they had a great game plan. I think they did a great job with bringing pressure, mixing up. When Dak threw that interception, that's zone. That's straight up zone coverage right there. That's guys knowing their responsibility, saying, you know what, on third down, they like to go to this, what we used to call a dagger route, right? You clear out the middle, and then you have, the safety lifted, and then the 15 to 18-yard dig come in behind it. And he knew it. He said, oh, I know what this route is. I got it. We watched film. We broke it down. And so they did, and boom, interception. The Broncos were on top of their game. They had answers for every question on the test. They aced it today. They aced the test today.
Yeah.
And no matter what the Cowboys threw at the Broncos, they had an answer. They dominated. They imposed their will offensively on our defensive line. And now this is, to be honest with you, this is becoming a little bit of a trend with our defensive line. And they had some plays, but you go back to the Patriots game. The Patriots were able to control the line of scrimmage.
And there was something in this game, again, I should never glossed over like I did. If we go back and watch I think it was Okoye, I had him on the show this week. I said, we got to watch for Pat Shurmur's motion and pre-snap funny stuff, because that's what gets their run game going. So they get a lot of movement. They'll have Jerry Jeudy was in the backfield a ton. The tight ends are moving at the snap. Like, a lot of these things are happening, and that creates that one split second to get your lineman upfield to peel or to turn a guy and get open. And that happened a lot in that first half.
But you
the second half was just bully ball.
I think that's nothing new to the Cowboys. We've played a bunch of teams who use that style of, motion.
But I didn't feature it enough, though, in the pregame.
Okay,
right? Like, I should have talked about that more. And I kind of glossed over that aspect of it. We were mostly talking about the talents of Javonte and of Melvin Gordon. But
I told you he's a tough dude to tackle.
Oh, my.
He's a tough.
How many tackles? I mean, I'm not going to say it, but how many tackles did he break today?
10 at least. At least.
We 17 carries for 111 yards.
We could start at 10.
They ran the ball 41 times. I mean, 40 times for 190. Oh, my gosh, man. Yeah. I mean, if there's a blueprint defensively, and I kind of stopped you from that, that's the blueprint, right? Just run the ball as much as you can. The Patriots did it. The Broncos couldn't, or not the Broncos, the Pats, or not the Pats, the Bucks couldn't do it. The Vikings couldn't do it. So we thought coming out of that Vikings game, right, whoa, they turned it around. The difference is, and that's why I'm going to bring it back to Pat Shurmur, the Vikings run a traditional running game.
Right.
They don't.
Right.
They don't. And that is something that's concerning. And Micah Parsons, he couldn't be everywhere. He had so many great pass rushes, but then you needed him to be a linebacker. But then when he was on a line of scrimmage, they're running the ball. Like, it's just, they just whooped the Dallas Cowboys, man. They had an answer, like you said, for everything.
And you know what? It happens.
Yeah.
And you don't want it to happen to your team. You're 6-1. You're rolling. These type of things. And now people are going to say they ate the cheese. They were reading the press clippings. They've been getting big on themselves and blah, 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 blah. The Cowboys stunk today. That is just the bottom line. That is what it is. We can sit here and try to figure out all these.
There's really nothing to figure out.
Not enough time.
Yeah.
They got whooped. That is what it comes down to. They got put over the Broncos' lap and whooped like your granddaddy used to whoop you back in the day.
So now what you got to do as a fan and as an organization is see how the coaching staff, how the players handle this moving forward to next week. Because the fact that you know what they should do You remember when the Patriots lost to the Cowboys in that crazy game, and then the next week they took it out on, who was it, the Jets?
Yes.
Put up 54? Let me see you respond, right? Let me see you come out next week against the Falcons at home, because this was a stinker at home, and respond and show that that was an anomaly. You don't want this to turn into a consistent thing, right? So I'm going to be looking for that. I'm going to be looking for pissed off players this week, pissed off coaching staff. None of this coming out, and I get it, right? You're 6-game winning streak. You're human. It happens. You feel good as you should. And I don't even know if this was a lack of focus thing, because these guys been locked in. It's 6 games. It's not like it's, you won 2 games and then you got blew up. 6 games. They've been locked in. So let's see how they respond moving forward.
So what do you think this does for Dak Prescott's MVP voting?
Oh, it definitely takes a major hit.
Yeah.
Major hit. I mean, granted, there's, 10 games left? There's 10 games left, so, I mean, he can easily get right back into being that. But it takes a hit, for sure. I mean, you can't come out there and have one of the worst games of your career. I think it seemed to be that way. And you're still up in that MVP conversation. Now, I haven't looked around the league, Jesse, but last I checked, it looked like the Bills were struggling with the Jaguars. If you want to pull that up.
Yeah.
The who else was having a tough time today against some bad? It's been a weird day. And I'm not saying the Broncos are a bad team. They're not a bad team. But bad teams have been kind of beating or hanging around. I'm not sure if the Bills won or not.
I got it up, but now
it's not.
Of course, technology always.
It's cool. It's cool. Let me bring it up here. What I'm trying to get at is that it's just been a weird, strange day.
Actually, the Bills lost to the Jaguars.
So the Bills lost to the Jags.
9-6.
The Giants beat the Raiders. It's just a weird day today. Just three. I'm not calling the Broncos bad. 2 terrible teams beat 2 good teams, and then a Bronco team that was favored to lose by like 10. I think there was like crazy odds. Came in here and whooped the Cowboys.
And the Vikings are in overtime with the Ravens.
Football's a strange lady.
It is. And that's the thing, is that you have to come prepared every single week. Because the luxury that we get, and I guess it's a luxury, it's sometimes we get a chance to sit behind these computers and behind these microphones and project. And I think we both do a really good job
at being fair.
We're definitely fair. But we definitely do our due diligence. We watch the film. We listen to, we read, we listen, we watch, we analyze. We do all those things. And then we project what we think the outcome may be. Right? And that's not the ignorant part on us, but that's what we get paid to do.
Right.
The Broncos get paid to go play football. Right? So they can sit back and sit here and say, and every team listens. Any player or team that says, oh, that's outside noise, we don't hear what they're talking about, they're liars. Every locker room, training room, equipment room, the TV is on one of the networks.
Right.
So they're hearing it. Everybody's locked into social media. Everybody's listening to what people are saying. So they heard what people said about how the Cowboys were going to dismantle them, how the Cowboys were going to, walk up and down the field on them.
We said they were going to win by double digits.
They're like, oh, Von Miller's gone. This team has waved the white flags. I think I might even have said, like, oh, the Broncos are starting to wave the white flag. They're starting to trade players away.
And they're in their division. That's what's wild.
Right. And then they say, oh, well, okay, well, you all can say that, and they can even feel that. But the Broncos were like, hey, guess what? We're going to come out there and we're going to play. And they did, and we made Teddy Two Glove look like Tommy Two Glove, Tom Brady. We made Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon look like Gale Sayers and
like Terrell Davis.
And Terrell Davis, right. Like we made Tim Patrick look like Shannon Sharp.
Look like freaking Calvin Johnson.
Yeah,
Megatron out there, 6'5".
Yeah, and defensively, the Broncos they were all over the Cowboys.
And let's kind of, because I see people saying this in the chat, and I want to bring this up because I said this to you a few times here. Wasn't feeling the game plan a little. I wasn't feeling the call sometimes. Quinn, I kept saying, "Come on, Quinn! Like, what's going on here?" Dan Quinn probably just going to get a little bit of this too. Get a little bit of this, as my guy would say. There we go. Get a little bit of that. Kellen Moore, get a little bit of that. I think it was Pam Oliver who came out and said, and I would have never admitted this in publicly, but Pam Oliver came out and said, they said in the locker room, or the coaches, that the Broncos came out and caught us by surprise by putting extra defenders in the box and this and that. To me, that tells me you got out coached, right? You got out coached. You sound like what Xavier Woods said last week. Hey, man, we didn't prepare for Cooper Rush. That's a coaching problem.
Right.
You know? It's a coaching problem. So, yeah, this week the coaching staff is going to get a little bit of this.
And sometimes when you're a coach and your team isn't playing bad, you begin to drown. Like you start thinking about
all that energy.
Yeah, like what can I call? What can I do? And sometimes even when you try to dial it up and they pick up the block and now they complete it, it just kills you. It literally kills you on the inside. It kills your energy. It kills your vibe. And now you're trying to find different things that you can probably throw out there for your team, and you're just drowning. You just can't find your way back to the surface, back to the shore to give you some sort of relief of trying to recover from just this onslaught. And that's what they found. Offensively, defensively, the Cowboys were drowning today. They just could not find themselves.
Yeah, I think this was the worst performance on both sides of the ball all year, which is why I don't think this is something that's normal, because you haven't seen that all year. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up the show. We'll both have a lot to talk about this whole week. It's the first loss. This is what sucks, right? Not only is it a loss, they got whooped. And we're going to be on our respective shows 5 days a week this week and have to literally talk about all of this. Whereas I feel like Mike is probably going to go right in tomorrow, hey, we're on to Atlanta.
I would.
We're on to now. The media is going to be asking them all about this. But in that locker room, behind the scenes, I just truly don't know what you can gain from watching this. I don't. Maybe as a player, you might say, all right, I got to figure out how to get better here on the left side. Or what are you going to tell Cooper? Catch the ball? I mean, what are you going to tell CeeDee Lamb? Catch the ball? You're going to tell Dak Prescott? Like, they've seen it all. They've seen all. It just was a shitty game.
And the thing about, for me, because I'm going to focus a lot on defense, I think
that's one where maybe you do say, could put it on, I guess. Ugh.
Like the defense, they didn't tackle well.
No.
And that was troubling to me. You saw a lot of trying to strip the ball out, and maybe that was something they saw on film, like, hey, they carry the ball loose. I don't know. But it just seemed like the defense made a lot of business decisions and didn't want to fully commit to tackling the ball carrier, to properly doing assignment alignment football.
Javonte Williams, I mean, he hard to tackle.
But you knew that coming into the game. That wasn't a secret. You turn on the film and you know, if you know anything about Javonte Williams, the first thing that you're going to know about Javonte Williams, he is a tough running back to tackle. That dates all the way back to his days at UNC. That's line number one for him.
And then you know what? It's no excuse, because Dalvin Cook is a tough person to tackle.
Right.
And you did it. So, hey, man, just take this one. Me personally, I'm digging a hole, throwing it in there, and let's get on to Atlanta, because it's a week-to-week league, and winning cures all. They come out here against Atlanta, who I don't know if they lost. In fact, I think Atlanta won.
Yeah, Atlanta beat New Orleans.
So and I think they're back into
4-4. Atlanta's 4-4.
So they're not going to come in here. They're not coming in here laying down.
No.
Just like Denver, they're going to come in here trying to keep their playoff hopes alive against their former head coach, which Dan Quinn got something to play for too. Yeah, in a stadium where they lost the watermelon kick.
Matt Ryan, 23 of 30 for 343 yards passing and 2 touchdowns.
Without Calvin Ridley, by the way.
Yeah.
And then he's a better quarterback than Teddy Bridgewater. We made Teddy Bridgewater look like Joe Montana or John Elway today.
Right.
So, yeah, button up. Get that hunger back. They talk about being 1-0, 1-0 each week. Get that focus back and come out and be 1-0 next week. We're definitely going to move on from this game early in the week and focus on Atlanta, because these guys and us as fans, we got to get focused now. I blame myself, me personally, as a I don't want to say analyst, but as a content creator, for washing over some of the things that we talked about that thought were real. I ain't gonna lie, my chest was poked out a little bit.
That's okay.
Poked out a little bit.
That's okay. But, we all have to be humbled.
It was definitely some humble. We had a plate last week for Cooper. We need a plate for some humble pie. Some humble pie. You want some?
No, I don't want it. I don't want it.
I have to eat some humble pie.
Gotti Baby 85 says, damn, No cookout
no
tomorrow.
Cookout tomorrow.
Yeah,
y'all.
no cookout. They got to starve. They should fast.
Yeah, we don't celebrate this.
Yeah.
Cookouts are for celebration.
For celebration.
We might have a family meeting tomorrow.
We're definitely having a come to Jesus meeting.
Yeah, we'll have a family meeting, y'all. And y'all might not like it. You know, it ain't gonna be no celebratory stuff. We got some folk to talk about. Hey, we used to have them back at home.
Yeah.
We got a family meeting, and it wasn't fun.
Sit down. Everybody sit down.
You getting got in front of everybody.
Sit down.
Yeah. So we'll do that. We'll have a family meeting tomorrow. Come have a seat. I'll have the belt right here too, just in case you want.
Y'all got whooped today. You might get whooped tomorrow.
Yeah. They gonna be, you know what's gonna happen? You know when you was a kid, you ain't do nothing, but your brother did.
Yep.
Mike gonna be like, but what I do? It don't matter.
It don't matter. Because you didn't help. You didn't stop him from doing it.
Stop him doing it.
You didn't stop him from doing it, so you get whooped too.
Malik Turner, he the sixth kid. Ain't had nothing to do with what happened.
Nothing.
But what I do? You getting some too.
They dropped the ball. You getting whooped too.
I'm telling you, bro. That's what's going. Cooper Rush, get over here. What I do? Right? Nope. Everybody getting it tomorrow. Yeah. So yeah, we'll have a family meeting. But with that said, man, I'm not even mad at y'all, man. Y'all had a great game, dog.
You had a great game, brother.
Y'all deserve to celebrate for the first time since week 1. We can't come at these fans.
I know.
Man. Sucks.
I know.
It sucks.
It's terrible.
All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all, coming through as we vent this one out. Tomorrow there will be some more raw emotions here on the A to Z Sports Dallas channel. 8 a.m. will be ish, and it might be a real ish tomorrow, bro. I might be a real ish tomorrow, and we'll talk it out, man. The phone lines will be open. We're gonna figure this thing out, and then we'll move on as the week goes forward, man. Check out my guy too on the .com, man. Hang with the boys.
Hanging with the boys.
Check them out.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
it's gonna be. You don't want to miss that.
Not at all.
We get raunchy. We keep it 100.
Yeah, y'all definitely do.
We keep it 100.
I
am too. We keep it 100 on the network, on the team that pays us, but we don't care.
Right.
That's what you guys want, right?
That's what. Hey, that's why we keep it real. I mean, I know that's the saying, but that's real. Like, that just is what it is. But all right, guys, this has been the post-game show presented by Freeman Mazda, a.k.a. the Poop Game Show. Cowboys get dismantled 30-16, and it wasn't that close. With that said, I'm going to press this button, man, and it's a depressing button press today. Haven't had this kind of I didn't even feel this way in week 1. I can't put on
No, you cannot put on the glasses.
I can't put on the glasses.
We can't. We got to just hang our heads.
I got to keep these on because it's got to be focused.
Yeah, we got to just hang our heads.
It's got to be focused. It's one of those. Love you, Cowboys Nation. Tune in tomorrow. We're going to talk about it, man. Tonight as well. Mauricio Rodriguez, A to Z Primetime. We out. Peace.